Call to order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Nikki, would you like to do the roll call?
I sure will. Mr. Welper.
Here.
Ms. Cody. Here. Nikki Miller here. Danielle. Here. Paige. Here. Brandon.
Here.
And Wally.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Morgan is
Mr. Morgan is absent. Happy birthday, Mr. Morgan.
Yes, happy birthday to Mr. Eric Morgan. We won't say his age. We're not that type of people. All right. Agenda adjustments? Anything?
No adjustments.
Oh, fantastic. Any announcements? I don't think we have any announcements. Do we have any community input? Moving right along. Student board member report. Simona, please.
So this past week, or last week, was FCCLA week. So we planned some fun dress-up days and for Valentine's Day. And then this week for Rotary Club, we're partnering with Caledonia, and we're selling Zuda bands at lunch. And it goes to a family in Guatemala for education. And another thing that's been going on this week is 9th, 10th, and 11th have been registering for classes and thinking about next year. And then the last thing is everyone's just looking forward to the Mental Health Day and to spring sports.
Wonderful.
Great job.
Are you part of the group presenting 7 a.m. on Friday?
No, I'm not.
No, okay. But it is what part of that group. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Any questions for Simone? Okay, thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Thank you, Simone.
Board member reports. Darcy.
I have nothing to report.
All righty. Nikki.
We had our second health and safety meeting. Our next one is in April, and we're hoping to have the CERT updated, which is the cardiac emergency response, along with the medical emergency response to go in line with the model policy, so it's all in one place. There's new maps updated, and they're posted for where the AEDs are within the building. There's now 4 locations for AEDs and with easy access.
Okay.
That's all I have for now.
And we are, to go along with that, we are looking at adding some AEDs outside that as we move forward to have on school property that are going to be just nice to have as many as we can within a certain range, certain area.
Okay.
So,
all right.
I know, so typically within that response time, you have to be able to access an AED within a certain number of minutes. I think it's 3 minutes. And if something happens at varsity baseball or football, there isn't anything accessible over in that area. Same with softball. So we need to have something, whether it be a mobile unit of some sort with a trainer or whatever. Okay. So that was why that was discussed.
yeah.
We'll have more information to come.
We will.
All right. Any questions on the AED? Okay. Danny, anything?
Nothing to report.
Okay. Paige?
Nothing to report.
Brandon?
I went to meet and confer, loved it. I always like hearing the concerns of teachers and trying to come up with solutions to that. So I like having the conversation. It's nice to be a part of that conversation.
I was there with Brandon. I thought it was a very good conversation we had. And I hope we can continue with that. It was very productive. Any other updates, reports? None? Okay. Let's move on. Jacob, you all ready there, guy?
I am ready.
All right.
So Simona mentioned some of the biggest things. So we got registration going on right now for our 9th through 11th graders. I want to say 11th graders did it today. I think it's 10th graders tomorrow and 9th graders on Friday. And then next week, Mrs. Hankey goes over and joins 8th grade English, and she does Monday, they talk through it, get all their stuff. And then Tuesday, they come in with their hopefully completed form, and they put it in the computer. So that's all going on right now. And then starting March, I get to have all the numbers and all the fun with it. So it takes a while. But so that's on the horizon. Also next week, we have Mental Health and Wellness Day. So we have the community event on Tuesday evening, and again, that is put on by the La Crescent Emotional Wellness Connection, which is a new group that kind of started after we had some volunteers help us run the community event last year. So that group kind of said, hey, we actually work really well together, let's keep going. So they've done a bunch of different things, but they are putting on the Tuesday evening event. And then we have all day Wednesday during the day where our students are doing similar things. And the topic this year is social media technology and how it impacts mental health. So we're really excited for that. You can click the link there if you want to see everything that went out to families. And that links to the student information and tickets. We had Staff Development Day on Monday of this week. And we did a poverty simulation, which I thought went extremely well. We had, I think, 63 people who participated. So even some of our staff who had a prep day decided to give up 3 hours of their prep to come on over and participate in the poverty simulation. So that was a really neat experience. I would recommend you ask any of the staff members. There's several here who were a part of that. And it was a very neat experience. So people were assigned to a family, and then that family had certain unique situations they had to overcome as they went through 4 15-minute weeks. So they had to navigate, so okay, I work until 5, the bank closes at 5:30, I also need to get X, Y, and Z, I don't have the money to do that, maybe I need to go to the pawn shop, maybe I need to try and get a second job, things like that. So trying to navigate that piece of things. So that was a wonderful experience. So huge thank you to Great Rivers United Way for helping us out with that. And then for this month's Spotlight, just kind of a little fun activity that we do at the high school level. We do the Lancey's. So if you're an Office fan, you're familiar with the Dunhams. This is a much more school-appropriate version of that. But kind of just silly awards, just as a staff culture piece. We all get together, have some food and coffee, and kind of go through. But congratulations, the winners are listed there. So Abigail Keenan, Kristen Elson, Nicole Greener, Kim Nightingale, Josh Foreman, Becky Hawk, Amanda Nicolati, and Amanda Craig. So those are our winners this year of the Lancey's.
Love it.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Any questions?
Who's the campfire comedian?
Take a guess out of that list. Who do you think?
Thanks for all the
Foreman?
hard work with that.
Foreman? All right, that's a good guess.
Thank you for all the hard work on the mental health.
Yeah.
And
We're
wellness.
excited for
I
that
know
next
it's a
week.
lot of work that goes into that, so big kudos.
Yeah, we're excited. Hopefully you guys will come to the community event on Tuesday.
Yes.
So,
Thank you, Jim.
yeah.
Take it away.
And Mr. Feldman did a very nice job in his interview on Channel 19 the other night from our poverty simulation. Great coverage for our school district to celebrate that. It was really good. So a lot happened at the middle school since we last gathered together. So it was a rough go, but we had such a great support from the district at the district level. Our crisis response team was able to gather after we learned of the passing of one of our teachers. So I have to say that it's very challenging to lose. It's the first time I've had that experience. It's awful. But truly everyone, I want to thank board members that reached out to me, to us, but also just really want to acknowledge the entire staff for supporting our 8th grade team, as well as the students. And the 8th grade team, while in shock and grieving themselves, showing up for their students, they were amazing. And so during that time, you have to think, okay, how soon do we get back at it, right? Our 5th and 6th and 7th grade crew just kept moving along, which was great as we stopped in. But the 8th grade team too, of course, we had to, how are we covering that class? It was very, very intentional, very much took details and support. And then later on tonight, we hope you will approve the folks we did find through Wally's connections. Thank goodness we have some really good people that are that we were able to solidify hopefully tonight and step in, and they're already doing a really nice job. But the kids had space and we continue to help offer support for them. So just an FYI, you'll also see some donations. Part of the memorial, we actually have now received $845 of donations for the Lancer Locker in memory of Mr. Lyson, Dr. Lyson. So we're very appreciative, and I've been still communicating with his wife these last few weeks. So, okay, so moving on. There's brighter things too. That is a bright spot that we can come together as a staff. So. Thank you to everyone. I did mention the two folks that would be stepping in as per your approval. Also, during this time, we had finished up Fastbridge at our last conversation. I think I shared about where we were at with our math and reading. And then, so we had just over 20% of our students took the screener. We're this Friday, we'll be looking at data together with the CAPTE folks, and parents will be getting information probably by the end of next week in regards to if their kids were screened, what those results were, et cetera. Okay. Then the professional development day, of course, I don't need to say how great Monday was, but we also had staff help had some time carved out to be able to plan for next Wednesday. And I think our grade level teams are finalizing those in the next few days. And then from a curriculum alignment, our 7th to 12th grade crews did some vertical alignment, and it was nice to have that time with that new science person to just sort of navigate and put faces to names for outside of Travis Lurkey, the high school staff was helpful as well. So that was very beneficial for our crew. Positive moments. It was great. I was able to step over to the elementary. Our 8th graders for the second time this year visited their kindergarten buddies. And oh my goodness, it was the cutest ever. They were doing their little Valentine's boxes, and to see our 8th graders just so cute, so sweet. It was wonderful. So thanks to Mr. Kopp and to the kindergarten team for hosting them. I know that seeing some of our kids just shine and be empathetic with those littles was precious. So it was great. There's some pictures down below of that too. And then we also had a Breakfast of Champions again, which of course I brag about every week, but it was every month. But that was also a hit earlier this month, a couple weeks ago. We had Spirit Week last week as well. It was great to see staff and students dressing up, having a spark after kind of that dip. And then we're trying something new. The PBIS and Student Council are working together to have a winter formal or semi-formal for our students. And that is March 6th. 8th grade registration. There was a parent meeting last evening that Mr. Feldman led. And then, of course, already spoke about the Mental Health and Wellness Day for next week. And 2 highlights for us, we had Natalie Elson was nominated by Patty Gerholt for Staff Member of the Month. We do that each month. She gets her little bear and gets to decorate it and then pass it along next week to someone else that she nominates. So it's a great collegial piece. And then Jason Shippey has really stepped up this year as a leader, and it's just been wonderful to see using our built leader last year and having Jason step into that role has just been great, and he has just leading that team through a tough time, and himself being a mentor to Dr. Lyson. He has just done an outstanding job this year, and I can't praise him enough. So I was grateful for the admin team for acknowledging him last week. There's a few pictures for you. Other than that, that's it.
Any questions?
Thank
Very
you.
well done. Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Kopp, elementary.
I want to start by highlighting we got half of our staff here tonight. Excellent leaders. The 3rd grade team is here tonight. They had the entire month long for our staff culture, kind of our Sunshine, doing Sunshine did candygrams. They did a lunch for the teachers. So huge thank you to our 3rd grade team, and thank you for joining us. MTSS and curriculum committees are at the top of the report here. Our leaders here, I want to thank Sarah Reese for her leadership on the curriculum committee. There are going to be some school site visits planned, as well as some virtual visits while we try and figure out what's going to be the best fit for our English language arts core resource. And the MTSS team met in my absence. I had a building leadership team that was scheduled at the same time, so they are furthering that work as well with the goal of creating a handbook that really fleshes out our entire MTSS system. Kindergarten open house is next week, along with the Screenagers event. They're on the same night, and I'm being pulled in both directions. I've got a kindergartner, and I'm also going to be at the community event. So we're trying to make things work on that with a very tight calendar. Just this week, we have teacher conferences that are happening kind of as we speak, and tomorrow as well. But the book fair is happening next month, so that's something that's going to be new. We've had a challenge of getting volunteers to work that book fair while everyone's at teacher conferences. So PTO is going to go a different direction, and we're hoping for a good attendance during Read Across America Week, which is kind of, it coincides loosely with Dr. Seuss's birthday as well, which is when our Bringing Books to Life event will be on March 3rd, as you'll see there. So really coming together with community groups, our teachers perform storybooks, and it's just a great night to celebrate literacy and bring our community into our beautiful building. So mark your calendars for that on March 3rd. Something that we're beginning earnest efforts of clear communication on the Step Into Learning that replaces the back to school night. It will be 2 full days of appointments for people to get to know their teacher next fall. And so parents are getting the first bit of communication so that they can kind of reserve those dates, and then more details are going to be forthcoming as we figure out exactly how to schedule those dates. And we've had some really great discussions with our leadership team about how to design those days to make sure that they're getting everything done that we want to, but we're really excited about that and thankful for your support in designing that new experience. The newsletters come out kind of at the end of the month, so that's last month's event newsletter, and then you'll be getting a February one a little bit later on this month, and then you'll see my bi-weekly communications there with links that you can click on and see all the things that are going out to our elementary families.
Okay. Thank you, Jeff. Questions?
How are things going with, I forget what you guys call it. Is it a pantry? Are you guys still in need of supplies or donations?
You talking about Lancer Locker or for like winter gear or?
Don't you have like a classroom?
Oh, the snack library? Yeah,
Snack library, right?
Always in need. Yeah, if you've got extra prepackaged goldfish crackers or granola bars, we will find a good home for them. So yes, absolutely. Did I forget anything? Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Beth.
All right. It's a busy time of year for community education. Our attention is very split between our programs that are happening now and the rush to get ready for summer. We currently have, I think it's every Saturday in February, we have events happening, and then 2 in March. So we are slammed, but we are very excited that we've got new events taking off. Puzzlepalooza is happening for the first time at the last Saturday of this month. So we're excited for an intergenerational opportunity there. Let's see. Kids Go registration. This opened up on Sunday the 15th, and we are 3 days in, and I already have 68 children registered. So that's darn impressive that parents are getting their registrations in. It's open until March 15th. We've got job postings all over the place. We are recruiting heavily for summer. So the poster, if you want to scroll down to the poster, Teresa, that would be great. Wonderful. We also have, we'll have a lot of returners for our summer rec offerings, but we're going to need some more, some new fresh blood for our kids company program in our lead positions. So we're hiring for those. I was able to go to the Minnesota Community Ed Association's Leadership Days in St. Cloud at the beginning of the month, and it was a great event. And I was even able to do a pre-hire for this fall. The scholarship winner for the year is coming to, the high school person that won the scholarship is coming to school at UWL. So, and she already works for Roseville program, so I've already got a hire done for fall. I feel like I'm ahead of my to-do list, so. And then there's just our upcoming busyness. So registration opens for Discovery Preschool Enrollment Window 1 coming up here on Monday. So good times. Questions?
Any questions for Beth?
What is our summer capacity? You said we're already at 60% today.
Normally we have about, on a daily basis, we're probably like at 140, 150, but there's like, close to 200 individual kids registered. They just all have different schedules. So, yeah.
What's your favorite month when things slow down in community ed?
I'll let you know when I find it.
Okay, there we go. Any other questions?
Thank you, Ben.
All right.
Mr. Donovan may be here by the time we get to action. If he is, and we could pop him in, that's great.
Or post it for everyone's review if anyone has any questions.
If that's okay also.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Nothing for building and grounds? Okay.
No, and Mr. Hughes is on vacation here the rest of the week.
Okay. And now, Wally, take it away for the superintendent update.
So safety committee, we already had talked about AEDs. Also, OSHA has come up with a list of our employees that are most at risk of maybe being in contact with blood. And so I asked about what our latest contract was with the area, either clinics or hospitals, as far as series of shots, and it hadn't been updated in a while. So actually, Amplify just sent me an updated contract today to take a look at, and what's really in the focus right now, then hepatitis B, there's a series of 3 shots then, and so we're asking all the employees that are in those high-risk groups to either let us know, I've already had those vaccinations, I decline, or yes, please, I would like that series of 3 shots. And so I'll be looking over that contract, make sure it looks okay, and then we'll take care of those district employees that do wish to have that have never had that before. Cameras update, so we've had really good talks. Actually, we had another meeting yesterday where we're looking at both outdoor cameras, indoor cameras, what is in most need, what puts us on a good budget schedule so we're never, saying we need $100,000 or something like that for cameras. So I think we have a good plan. I think we have a good plan for FY26 and also FY27. And Mr. Oing was also very helpful in that meeting with kind of updating us on where all the cameras are at this point, what the expected life, which ones he would recommend that are replaced, which ones need to be tweaked. And we also want to have very good coverage. Mr. Donovan, we also want to have very good coverage of our new bathroom areas. So we're going to make sure that we have that put in also before those areas are being used.
Do we need new cameras?
We will need a few new cameras on the outside, and we will need a few, I guess I would call them cheaper or fixed cameras on the inside. We're not in terrible shape.
Okay.
We're not, and all of the need right now is at the secondary school.
Okay.
Elementary cameras are in very good shape. All the need is some of our older cameras at the secondary school.
Okay.
So, no, it's nothing to be alarmed about. We've got it under control with the budget. I just wanted to update everybody. The Blue Ribbon Panel, I am very nervous about this. The governor has gone to a Blue Ribbon Panel, and they've asked for $250 million to be trimmed from the special education budget. And I am happy that I've seen the the names, and as I talked to other local superintendents about the names on the committee, these are people that really know what they're doing, and they're really gonna try to dig in and give recommendations. But whenever we're talking about a $250 million cut to the state, that makes me very, very nervous. So MASA is gonna give me updates as I get them, then I will pass them on to the board. But by Halloween, they're expected to be giving the recommendation to the governor and the legislature about where they want to trim the $250 million. So, the 27-28 calendar update, working very well with our board members and our DWSD to, I think we're going to be pretty darn close within a month or two at the most to then be ready to bring the school board a recommendation for the 27-28 calendar. So I'm not really worried about that, but we want to make sure that we are getting input from our staff and the teachers and DWSD. But that's, again, nothing I'm nervous about. We'll be ready within a couple months to bring you a calendar to take a look at and see what you think. Strategic plan update, I will be ready for a rough draft for you in March, but I did want to give you a preview. We're definitely going to add in 3 areas, and that is reading, math, and vertical alignment of curriculum. So those will all be implemented within at least the rough draft to bring to you for the strategic plan. And secondary kitchen update, we've been working really close with Terry Williams, who I consider the expert in that area. Patrick's been doing a lot of work, and we are going to replace the floor this summer, which means that we're going to have 2 projects, 2 big projects in the secondary school going on at the same time. But that window, she gave us a window and said, all right, you can have the kitchen during this time. And so we've been talking to our contractors that would need to be done during that period of time. And I appreciate, for example, I went to Ms. Steed with an ask, because we're going to need to move that equipment into the small gym for the summer, and so that won't be available for community ed. And she's graciously said that they will be flexible and they will work with us. But we're looking at a floor, we're looking at a new set of tables that'll be used in the small gym during the school year for mostly where middle school's eating, and we're also looking at portable gates that'll be used in that kitchen area for better flow. So it's going to be nice. It's going to be a nice upgrade to that kitchen area, and that all comes out of that one restricted pot. That will not one dime will come out of our general fund for that. And I think that's all I have for tonight.
What's the estimation on the cost of that?
Which part?
The flooring.
$130,000.
Did we get multiple bids? Or?
Yes. Yep. So then Terry and Patrick have been comparing the like what are we getting for what amount of money, and they both agreed on. If you're curious about that, just shoot me an email and I'll attach those and send them to you so you can take a look at them.
Do you know off the top of your head who won the bid? Or who the contractor will be?
I would have to open up my emails.
I'll just email you.
That'll be a side conversation. All right.
Yes.
Anything else?
I'm sorry, I don't know off the top of my head.
Bathroom projects going forward.
Yes, we're going to get an update from Brett next week when Patrick is back from vacation. Yep. And then I'll, in my conversations with you, then I will update you on what we get from Weiser. Good. Okay.
Any other questions for Wally?
Thank you, Wally. Good job.
Thank you.
Terry, since you sauntered in here, we should probably let you do your update.
I don't saunter anywhere.
Sachet? I don't know what you wanted to call it, but anyway.
Hey, as we're kind of getting towards the end of our winter sports seasons, getting into like our playoff thing, our girls basketball team will open up tomorrow night in the playoffs. We were kind of hoping for a 5 seed, or for a 12 seed. We got a 13, so we go to Caledonia tomorrow. But we have had 9 wins this year with great improvement over last year. Our girls are fun to watch. They sure play hard. The boys basketball team is likely going to get a 17 seed play-in game. We might be the best 17 seed in the history of Minnesota basketball. Because they can really, we just haven't put the wins together, but when they play well, they can play with just about anybody. We almost beat Rushford Peterson, a really good team, on a buzzer beater that rimmed in and out, and it was like a super exciting game. They're playing very, very good, a whole different team than they were a month ago. Wrestling is out as of in their team competition, but they start on Friday in Rochester, pending some weather that looks like it might be coming, but hopefully we can get that in. And I think have 12 individuals. And 2 years ago, I think we had 4 individuals in this section tournament. So really going right there. I know we'll have a number 1 seed at one of the weights, and a couple other kids that should do really well there. Hockey team last night, we did get the 8 seed like I had in here and won a game against Faribault. We traveled and we played, it was a fun game to watch. Again, they're a different team than they were a month ago. Finished the season really strong. Right now they're 13 and 13 and go to number 1 Northfield tomorrow night. We're really dialed in with our spring schedules. Getting ready to get the officials for our lower level games. Next week we'll be sending that out to get as many as we can for that. Robotics, if you ever wanted to see how that works, a week from Saturday and Sunday they will be doing scrimmage here at the school, and it's really cool to see the work that they put in and what they are able to do with that. So if you ever wanted to see one of them, it is definitely worth the time to get to see them. And Mr. Hanson led our band here with some young kids at the last Friday night, and they sounded awesome there. So our band always sounds good, and we had a whole bunch of young middle schoolers.
The whole 8th grade band came to play with high schoolers.
And they were awesome. So anytime our band, we get tons of compliments from it, and the atmosphere in the gym is so much better when they're there. So I think they're going to finish the season with the boys basketball game on Friday night. The band will be there as well. So super great there. And then we've had a bunch of Mason Gates singing the national anthem as of late too. A couple of hockey games and some basketball games. If you haven't heard that, that's the best rendition that you're ever going to hear.
That boy can sing his face off.
Oh,
he's
he
good.
really can.
He's very good.
He's going to Viterbo with in their music program next year. He's awesome. So yeah. That's all right.
Any questions for Terry?
Thank you, Terry.
All right. Jordan, you're up.
All right. We don't have a spotlight this month, just logistically we didn't get it put together. But I do, going back to Meet and Confer, I do want to thank those of you that were there and those of you that participated in that. It is such a wonderful opportunity for us and our teachers to feel heard and seen. And I know they appreciate it a lot, and I do as well. If you guys haven't been a part of that, I would encourage you to do so. It's a really nice experience, so thank you for that.
Questions? I'm going to bet there's not. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Review informational items. Julie is not here tonight, so budget update, balance sheet, enrollment, and student behavior. Anyone we want to specifically pull up? Everyone seems to like student behavior.
Yeah, I was just looking at enrollment.
Okay, let's pull up enrollment.
Looks like we lost
We lost a few.
2 in high school. I go all online?
You're talking the 313 to the 311.
Yeah.
We had one student who graduated, actually 2 students who graduated off their IEPs.
Oh.
So
that's a good reason. Good answer.
Yes, it is.
Okay, all right. Okay. Any other questions on enrollment? Do we want to pull up behavior quick? It looks like it went down.
Way past it.
Missing 2 weeks, so.
Principal, anything? Good? Trending.
Status quo.
Yeah.
For the middle school this time of year.
Lots of suspensions.
Can't share anything, but
Well, yeah.
it's about that time of year. Restorative practices and conversations and progression of discipline and it's very, I had to look back myself.
Conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Winter squirrels. The winter squirrels.
All right, any questions on student behavior? Okay, moving on. Consent agenda.
Move to approve.
Second.
Darcy moves to approve, Danny seconds. Any discussion on the consent agenda?
You want to pull up the donations? There was quite a few.
Yes, please, thank you. Holy cow, all right here. Sarah Sales, we have $50 to Lancer Locker. Brandenburger, we have $100. Cedar Valley Services, we have $30. Alice Place, we have $20. Amy, or Poppy, is Poppy? Okay, $25. Amy Larson, $30. Anonymous, I don't know if I need to say that, but Anonymous, $500. ESB Banking, $500. Thank you very much. Lancer Booster Club, $1,000. Glenn Denning Family Foundation, $1,000 for a 3D printer maintenance. That was very nice. And then we have the Hormel Foundation for $100 for Lancer Locker as well. All these gifts, thank you very much for the donations we get from the community and everyone around.
We also had several donations from the school board in Mr. License.
Oh, okay, very well. Thank you, very well done. Any other questions on the consent agenda? Yes, Brandon?
Do we have to do something for letter I, or is that just?
I didn't hear.
Hold on. A, I.
Oh, you do not. That's in the consent agenda.
Yeah, I just didn't know if we needed to.
Oh, okay. I will chalk it up to a very good question, though. I was looking at that too. Okay.
Just need your approval to
Yeah.
be formally identified. Yep.
Any other comments on the consent agenda? All right. All those in favor of the consent agenda signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. All right. Now,
Is it okay if I introduce them?
well, yes, we have a special guest speaker tonight for our enjoyment.
So I have tried to keep you in the loop as far as a potential solar project. Mr. Ludvigsen, can I have you come up to the table here? So,
Come on up. Come on up.
wherever you would like. So Jason has partnered with us for the grant to the state of Minnesota. And I don't know if you remember, we actually formed a subcommittee to look at potential bids. We did pick, if we decide to go through with the solar project, we did pick a company. And the reason that Jason is with you here tonight is because we did receive the $125,000 grant. So I've asked him now to kind of give a summary of this grant and then where we would sit as of today if the board decides to move forward with this. And I'm sure, especially from a financial point of view, you wanted to hear everything. So without further ado, thank you for coming tonight.
Thank you, Wally. So as Wally mentioned, the state of Minnesota would like to give the school $125,000 for a solar PV system that is at the elementary school. I'll make it short, but the process we went through, worked with Wally, I think the board was involved in most of that information. State requires a readiness assessment. That was submitted. They said, yes, you can apply for a full grant. The grant is through the Minnesota Commerce Department. They have a Solar for Schools program. They gave us the green light. We applied for that full grant after releasing an RFP, getting 6 proposals from solar developers. The state last week said, yes, we would like to award you that grant amount for $125,000. And so that's kind of the process where that system is at. As Wally mentioned, it's $125,000. combine that with the elected pay tax credit, investment tax credit from the federal government for $76,000. There's a cost to the school of approximately $53,850. That translates into a payback period if the school went forward with that system of 3.5 years. Wally and I have also been in some communication with the Solar Moonshot Fund, a program out of California that provides schools funding for solar PV systems, a grant program that awards up to $25,000. That is a possibility. Apply for that if the school moves forward, which would bring the rate of return or the payback period down to about 1.7 years on this system. The system cost is $255,000. That's the total system cost. So, other questions I can answer, be glad to.
The RFP we went through was Solar Connection, correct?
Yes, the company
Subcommittee.
scored those 6 proposals. The highest scoring one was Solar Connection. That's a local company out of La Crosse, Wisconsin. It's a subsidiary of Matthew Construction. So.
Nice work. Thanks for your help.
What's the worst thing that could happen?
The worst thing that could happen.
I would say, if you were going to ask me, they're off in the 3.8 years, and that was
Depends on rate.
that was and then it might be 4 years or 4.5.
It could be extended longer, but otherwise, we're still going to get money back no
Yes.
matter what as we move forward.
Yes, I mean, if you look at electricity rates historically, inflationary, they go up. They're one of the things that always happens. They factor in these companies like 3%, which is very conservative. Typically, it's higher than that. So think of it as an investment, right? They propose in their RFP and their pro forma, the school would get a rate of return of about 19%. Pretty good rate of return on that investment. Systems are warranted for 30 years for production. Racking is 30 years. Inverters, those systems are all warranted for quite a long period of time. So, if you had mechanical problems with them, under warranty.
What's the lifespan?
So solar PV systems lifespan is, how long do you want to keep it up there? I mean, it's kind of the systems have been around for 40 plus years. They do degrade, so typically it's less than a percentage a year. So if you start at 100, at 25 years, you're at 75%. They can go longer than that. They typically will do a pro forma, so financial calculation out to 25 years. I've asked them to do 30 and 40 years.
And it's 100% warranty for 30 years.
Correct. So they warranty production. That's all the solar PV systems do. They say you're guaranteed to get X amount of production for 30 years. So at that 30 years, you're at typically around 87.4% of your production, somewhere around there. So
I would guess at some point you wouldn't want to put this on an older roof, because the roof would wear out before the solar panels would wear
correct.
out.
I suppose that is maybe a little bit of a risk roof system if you had to do something with a roof system in the interim. They do protect roof systems. That's a pro-con. So you put it up there, it's like having a roof on top of a roof. They do protect the roof because it minimizes a lot of that weather and wear and sun on a roof. In the elementary school case, with a pretty new roof system, that's an ideal type candidate to put a solar. You don't really want to put one on a roof that's 15, 25 years old.
Put one on an older roof.
That's not an ideal situation. So.
Okay. Any questions?
Thank you.
And I think we need to take action on this, don't we?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Nikki. Seconded by Brandon. Is there any discussion? Thank you. Yeah, right to the point there. Yeah. All right. Any other discussion? Okay.
I'll say I think it's a wonderful thing. I fear we're not in the place right now with our budget to be making the purchase. And I don't know when the best time would be, but that's my fear.
talking to Wally too, like even if it's, let's say it even goes out after 4 years, then we start having money come back.
Right, you make, so let's say that we don't get the grant from the California private. We have 70, I'm sorry, if we don't get right now, worst case scenario is the district will owe.
It's a 3.5 year payback in a worst.
In a worst case scenario, but 70 what thousand? 70.
For
Cost to the
The
district.
cost to the district after the federal tax credits.
$53,800.
53,000, okay, I'm sorry. So basically we would save about 53,000 in electricity over the course of the 4 years. That becomes the break-even point. At that point, then the district starts making money after the break-even point.
And he mentioned there's another grant we could apply for that would.
If the board goes through
Sharpen
with
the
this,
pencil on
then
that.
I will work
Yeah.
with Mr. Ludvigsen at this up to $25,000 grant from California, which a couple of the La Crosse School District schools have been successful with their solar. That's actually how I found out about this other opportunity for a grant, so.
That would cut our ROI in half to 1.7 years.
That would actually cut it,
Yeah.
if we got that then, the 53,000 would be cut in half, and we should hit our break-even point then in about 1.7 years.
Which would be amazing. Could we vote on it after we get that?
I think we need to have the cause here before we get to that part. I guess that's how I'm understanding it. We'd have to approve this now to move forward with it. Very seldom do we have projects here that actually can pay us back after a while. Putting in a bathroom usually doesn't pay us back after a while. This one will. Yeah, go ahead, Dan.
And if I'm not mistaken, weren't we on sort of a deadline because they're only giving us the tax credits until the end of 26?
Correct.
There are two things we're kind of on a deadline. The state keeps sending us emails saying, are you going to accept this money? We said, we gotta wait, we gotta talk to the board. And then, yes, we have to have it installed in 26. The school federal tax credits will expire December 31st of 2026.
And you're sure we can get it installed prior to end of 26?
The installation is going to be this summer. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Any other questions?
I do understand the tight funding of the district.
It's gonna be busy at the schools this summer here. Good luck with that, Beth. Anyway,
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions, comments? All right. All those in favor of approving the solar project signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Solar project passes.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion to adjourn by Darcy, seconded by Brandon. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? No one. Meeting adjourned.
Who does